But you
The
may
president
help
also
spread Russian
sought to get
disinformation yourself for years by promoting this. I think that's what Republicans and what people who entrusted you as the Intel Committee chair are so confused about your culpability in all of this.
Well, that was former State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortagus challenging House Intel Committee Chair Adam Schiff on The View yesterday for using the unsubstantiated Steele Dossier to push the Democrats' narrative that former President Trump was colluding with the Russians. Democrats' credibility has come back into question after the Russians analyst who was believed to be the main source of the Steele Dossier was charged with lying to the FBI. Morgan Ortagus is also an officer in the U.S. Navy Reserves, and she joins us now. Morgan, welcome back to the show, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, and thanks to you, Sean, as well. Happy Veterans Day to everybody watching who has served.
So, Morgan, I just want to start with a huge congratulations. You know, I have watched a lot of women go on The View, and I will put you and Condoleezza Rice at the top of the Mount Rushmore of conservative women that have gone on there. You were articulate, you were concise, you were fact-based. You were an example of what I think a conservative woman going on that show, or frankly any conservative, but it wasn't even a gender thing, you just eviscerated the guy. These women come to play, and I think you were a model and an example of what a woman who wants to sit at that desk and represent the conservative point of view should look at going forward. And so tell me, like, what went in your mindset thinking, do I want to actually go on that show and play that role?
Well, first of all, Sean, I have to say thank you to ABC and The View for giving me the opportunity. You know, when they called, I was actually planning my daughter's first birthday at Disney, and I wasn't even sure if the dates were going to work. But I thought, you know, I have to go on. And it wasn't until after I said yes to co-hosting, to guest co-hosting, that I learned that Adam Schiff would be on. And, you know, I talked to the producers and I said, listen, there's a lot of questions that not just Republicans, quite frankly, I have friends and big mainstream media, legacy media organizations who don't have the chance to interview Adam Schiff and on his book tour or ever. And these people all had questions, right? I think a lot of people on the Republican side had questions. And so I have to say, I have to admit, Sean, I was really nervous. I mean, I don't know how you felt after your first briefing, whenever you're White House press secretary, but the first time I briefed at the State Department, I mean, I couldn't eat anything all day. I couldn't even drink coffee. I was incredibly nervous. And it was that same nervousness that came back. But again, Sean, I don't know, you know, how you do things, but I prepared for The View the way I would prepare for, you know, briefing at the State Department. I went through the facts. I looked at it seriously, and I thought, you know, I probably have one question for the congressman, and I want to be respectful. But the fact of the matter is that he did tout this dossier as gospel, read it into the congressional record for many years. And I think the American people deserve answers whenever that dossier has not only fallen apart because people are lying, it looks like the whole thing was a Russian disinformation operation that not me, but people like him spun to the American people. So whatever you think about President Trump, obviously we know what Adam Schiff thinks about him. You sort of have to put that aside and say, well, what's my own culpability in spreading Russian disinformation? I wish he had been a little bit more pensive, thoughtful, actually, you know, given a response, reflecting of his actions. That didn't happen, which is probably why you saw my quip at the end.
Yeah. Well, you did an excellent job, and I know a lot of people were happy that you had the opportunity to ask him some of those tough questions, like you said, that the conservatives a lot of times don't get to ask, so thank you for doing that. I do want to ask, though, because a lot of times these women on the show, they haven't been so kind to conservatives in the past. What was the reception like from them on and off the camera before and after the show?
Well, I can only speak to my own experience, which was the women on the show, the producers were amazing. They could not have been more kind and more welcoming to me. And actually, if you watch the show, you can see Sunny Hosteen was sitting next to me. And quite frankly, she's the one who really encouraged me on day two, because one, I think maybe I was a little timid. And on day two, she was sort of saying, Morgan, jump in there. You have a different perspective. You have a different viewpoint. You have to share it. And so I think her encouragement really helped me get through the segments and feel confident to really speak my voice, because it's difficult whenever you're 4 against 1. But no, the producers were fabulous. The whole team was fabulous. It was a great experience. And, I feel grateful. Adam Schiff finally got held accountable thanks to the opportunity that they gave me to be on that show.
Are they inviting you back?
Good question.
That's the question.
Yeah, you did great. Can I just ask you real quick? We got to go,
so.
but I don't mean to jam you, but if they offered you that permanent chair to fill the slot that Meghan McCain had, would you take it?
Oh gosh. Well, I have a full-time job right now, actually, but I guess, you never say never. When Mike Pompeo called me up to be State Department spokesperson, I was working at Fox News, actually, full-time. I had not been in my contract very long, and then Pompeo called me, and I went to work for him. So, we'll see. We'll never know what life brings for us. We have to just keep an open mind, right?
Well, good job. Excellent representation there. Appreciate you joining us. And again, thank you for your service.
Thank you, Sean. You too.
You bet. All right. The funny thing is I detail the lengths to which the left go to in my book, Radical Nation. They try to discredit the Trump administration. They've spread lies. The media is complicit. Arm yourselves with the knowledge to fight back, especially as Thanksgiving gets closer. Order your copy. Pick it up wherever books are sold, Costco, Barnes & Noble. It'll be there in plenty of time if you order it at Amazon.